Okay, this is for Danny Alkazmi. We're scoping out the showroom sales channel for the automotive digital training system. Danny, I want to let you know that we are being recorded right now, and it's for the sole purpose of evaluating your channel. On this automotive digital training channel, it's really important, again, to go through my vision. My vision is to have specialties. I'm not talking about exclusivities, and I think there was a little bit of disconnect before. For example, over here, when we originally, this is still from the original model that we had, obviously, here. In the original model, you have a channel that's automotive digital marketing. It's all automotive digital marketing. It's all Ralph Paglia. However, under my channel, which is the digital training channel, it was going to be me, Peter Martin, Karen Bradley. I still had every intention to talk about what I talk about: video, search engine optimization, social media, etc. And Peter Martin was going to talk about digital stuff too. So even though I'm talking about on one channel topics that are on here, that's fine for a couple of reasons. One, because the specialty of this channel is digital marketing. That doesn't mean that we're not going to be able to have carryovers. For example, on Ralph Paglia, Ralph was the digital marketing channel, but he said to me, Sean, I'm going to need to have to talk about certain things that might be carryovers. For example, Ralph Paglia is going to talk about HR, because you need to have the conversation about proper HR for a digital marketing initiative at your dealership. And it's also going to encompass internet sales process. So even though this is the digital marketing channel, he's going to have some crossover. So I want you to know that for example, Jim Ziegler is the only exception on this whole thing, and maybe myself, but besides me and Jim, it's, he's going to have the Jim Ziegler channel, but on it, he's going to have the specialty of internet sales, phone sales. I'm sorry, for me, it is going to be internet sales, phone sales, BDC. For Jim, it's going to be showroom, sales management, and F&I. For the Automax channel, it's not going to be the Automax anymore. It's going to be the recruiting and HR channel. For you, and I know you're the one that said the most that, rising above sales channel didn't make sense. I want this to be the showroom sales channel, and we're probably going to have a picture of you as the instructor, and it might have a silhouette of something like this that's going to personify car sales. But again, in your channel, as of right now, I don't personally think this makes sense. It goes in here, and it goes introduction, KPI, RBI, formula for success, and the phases of the sale. The only thing that makes sense to me, and remember, I know your system, but I'm just saying, if I'm an average salesperson or average dealership, and I just started, I'm a newbie or I'm a veteran, I go in here, I want this sub-menu to be as comprehensive, and clear as possible. You know what I mean? So again, I'm not saying Cardone's doing it right. I don't like what Cardone has, but I just want to use this as a point of reference just because he's a competitor making $1 million a month on his platform, and he's, successful, and he's also using light speed. So when somebody goes to Cardone, Cardone is branded for showroom sales. He's not an internet trainer. He's not a phone trainer. He's not a BDC trainer. He is in the same lane that you're in. Do you agree with that?
Correct.
Okay, good. So again, I just want to identify what I like about Cardone and what I don't like about Cardone, because what I like, I want you to emulate, and I want us to emulate. What we don't like, we want to discard. So what I like about this is there's several different options. So, okay, I want to sell cars. Okay, what is it about selling cars? Well, okay, there's the road to the sale. Again, and you could call this something different. It could be the RBI process, whatever it is. But somehow we need to make it really simple, because every person understands what the road to the sale is. So let's look at this. When somebody goes to here and says, okay, the road to the sale, even if they don't know what it is, let's see, a full knowledge of the road to the sales is a cornerstone of a sales career. This is the step-by-step breakdown, pretty much from upping a customer to closing the deal, selecting this category. Now once we get into this category, it goes through the process. So an example is, I'm not saying you have to do this. I'm not going to bend you. I would suggest, though, very passively suggest, that I think you should have a road to the sale icon here. Just because it's an industry standard name. But when you click here, this is where you could go into the RBI process. And if you look at this, it's the road to the sale. It's the attitude, the greeting, the objections in the greeting, fact-finding, the appraisal, selection demonstration, trial closes, service walk, write-up. I'm not saying, because I know your system is completely different than the traditional road to the sales, but do you see, for me, this makes sense. If I'm turning them in this screen right here, if I want to learn what's the process, what's just the damn process to up a customer from step 1 to step 10 or from first base to home plate, what is that? That's the road to the sale. Okay, and it's just an expression. You don't have to use a 10-step, 6-step, but when people go here, in my opinion, then it is the RBI process, and you could break down the RBI process from engaging a prospect to there. So maybe you have the overall RBI process: first base, second base, third base, fourth base, and then maybe you could, and then when you go through first base, you break it down what first base is. Then you could turn around and you could have additional things that are within the road to the sale, those drill downs. Does that make sense, Danny?
Right. Is Dana in the room?
Dana is right here. Say hello.
Hey,
Okay.
I'm back.
You sound muffled. We can't hear you. Now you're good. Now you're good. Now you're good.
Okay, so the reason I asked for her is because she's, going to be helping with the creative and the layout and all of that stuff. So let me just run a couple of things by you guys just for size to see if I'm getting you or not. So, for instance, Sean, instead of me referring to the road to the sale as the road to the sale, my way of saying that would be selling cars today, a whole new ball game. Does that fit within your parameters?
No, it doesn't. It's too long. It's like, a wonderful, wonderful world we live in. We need to get to the point. Happy life. You know what I mean? It's like road to the sale. You see, because these tiles have got to fit here. If you could condense it, I'm okay with that. Selling cars today or the sales process. You know what I mean? Like, again, I want to be as specific as possible. I personally like the road to the sale. If you don't like it, I'm okay with that. Maybe sales process, or, from A to Z. I don't know, but we need to make it just something really simple. I'm not looking for a marketing description of selling cars today and to complete this. I need from somebody, follow me again, when they click here, on automotive digital training. They click automotive digital training. I want to go into the training center. Okay, boom, showroom sales. I'm looking at showroom sales, and remember, just pretend. After they click showroom sales, now I've got a couple different choices. Because that's the other thing we didn't discuss in this phone call. I need you to understand I need more than just your RBI, basis, brother. I need for you to address certain things, that are on here, because the road to the sale is just one part of it. I'm going to tell you what now. I'm going to answer your question by kind of elaborating on something. I mean to digress, but only temporarily. The things that I like about him is it's important closing the sale. Closing the sale is not, it's not the road to the sale. And here, Cardone goes through a ton of closes. The theory of closing, the 10 reasons closers fail, the rules for closing, advanced closing rules. And then he's got, 30 different closes. I'm not expecting you to do this yourself. I would highly suggest that you do have something similar, because I do believe in word tracks. I do believe in this. And Danny, if you want me to help you create stuff, I'm not trying to make you conform your philosophies, but it's going to happen when somebody turns around in your RBI system, says, you know what, I need to go ask the wife. Okay, so I want to be able to, you need to have a library or a section on here, whatever you're going to call it, objections and rebuttals, closing, the art of closing, whatever the hell category you want to have it, because I don't care what system you have, it can possibly happen that in a conversation that somebody says, no, I don't want to, I can't, I need to wait, I got to think about it, I got to pray about it, I'm not sure. And I agree with you. I believe in your philosophy that if you do the process the right way, you will minimize or neutralize objections. You handle objections before they come objections. I get that. And that should be part of the theory of closing it, or the theory of objection and rebuttals. However, if you find yourself in an objection situation, how do you handle it? Your tool, Danny, which we haven't shot yet, you know what I mean? We need a section that's for either, I don't care what you call it, objections and rebuttals, because people understand that, or closing techniques. Does that make sense?
Right. So you want to? I know you didn't want to digress, but you did. So let's do that. Have you clicked on those rebuttals that you're looking for?
On his or yours?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they suck.
On his.
Yeah, they suck.
So click on one.
Okay, well, hold on for a second. Let's go through.
Okay, show me one that okay.
Time closes. So he goes into the time close. So,
I want to see one.
flush the objection, close wannabe, first, last close, sooner or later close, get it down and over with. Here we go.
Get it done and over close. Of course you could wait, Mr. Johnson, and not make a decision now. Of course you could. But I want to get it done today so that you can put your attention on the other things that are more important to you and start enjoying the benefits now. Sign here and here.
It is stupid, but wait.
That's junk.
Listen.
Do you think I'm too persistent and never take no as the correct decision by the buyer? Hey, man, you're right. Look, I believe that the buyer is sold, that I'm going to close that deal, and I'm not going to give up until I get it to happen. Remember, be unreasonable. I know enough about people to know that they aren't confident until they are closed. Nobody gets certain about a purchase until they finally say, let's roll, let's do it, and take it home with them. Even then, they're like, oh, I wonder if I did the right thing. See, once you close them, they quit creating reactions for why they can't do something. So what are you going to do in this close? So let's get it done and over with. You know you're going to do it sooner or later. You know you need it. You know you can afford it. Let's get it done and over. That's what I want to do. I know you want to wait, and I know you can wait. But what I'd like to do is get this done and get it over so you can start enjoying your new product. I need your approval right here. Done and over close. Great.
Danny, just so you understand, the way that he does this, he does a live explanation of it, and then he goes back in the immediate next video and explains the actual thing. So he does like a one-man role play, and then he elaborates and explains it. I agree. I think this guy's a fucking fraud, and I'm sorry about the F-bomb on video, but it is. It drives me crazy researching these people. These people are influencing thousands of our professionals, and I disagree with them completely. That's why you need to turn around and take this on, you know, and do it the right way, but you have to train the people how to handle certain situations. So I don't even like his format, you know what I mean? But what I think that we need to come up is scenarios. Begin with the end result in mind. What are the different objections? Even if it's the top 10 objections, I'm going to just name a couple. I got to think about it. I'm in a rush right now. I can't do this right now. I got to go. Or, you know, I got to ask the wife. I got to pray about it. I'm waiting for money. I don't have enough down payment. You know, you don't have enough for my trade. I mean, there's just a ton of rebuttals, and this will be a bullshit channel, no disrespect to you or me, if we don't address that. We have to turn around and tell people, look, it's not going to be perfect. You know, there's going to be situations that you do everything right, you follow the exact system, and somebody's going to push back. And you know what? And this is my opinion, Danny, it's mine, not yours. Is in my opinion, is that and sometimes even if you do everything perfectly, you're not going to sell a car. So you've got to be okay and prepared not to sell a car. However, my job here as your instructor, show you how to sell as many cars possible and how to handle these adverse situations as best possible. There's no magic bullets, but here's some things that you can do that will get you farther than the average salesperson. Does that make sense?
Okay, so what you're talking about is it's in a whole different sort of universe compared to the way I contemplate things, the way I describe things, the way I deal with things. So the whole thing about closing a deal in my way of presenting in RBI is basically phase 4. Phase 4 is taking an offer from a customer and then turning it into a deal. To do that, you go through 3 steps. I'm not teaching, I'm just giving you an overview.
Right, no, I appreciate it.
You go through 3 steps. The first one is called delivering the counteroffer. It has a purpose, and it has a way to execute. And then the next one is called creating movements. That's to close the gap. And then there's a process, and there are steps for that. So I don't deal with word tracks, Sean. I don't have word tracks. I don't believe in them. I am anti-word tracks.
Okay, then it's fine. Then that's fine. But here's the thing. Then how do you handle it? Again, it's just a quick fix. I'm going to show you something real quick here. Again, this is because I keep using him for only one reason. Because even a broken clock is right twice a day. So let's just go to his main menu. You see this right here? You got the training center. He's got quick fix solutions. Do you see this? Quick fix solutions could be. It's just a quick fix on how to handle something. So they're quick fix closes. They could be, you know.
Okay, so let me just respond to this a little bit. What you're looking at here from Grant Cardone is not Grant Cardone 101. So Grant Cardone has been doing this for years and years, and over the last 20, 25 years and his experience with Lightspeed, his platform grew and grew and grew and grew. So what you're looking at is the results of him evolving, is the results of him growing and refining, and then finding sort of more angles and more dimensions to what he wants to say and how he wants to say it. So it's really difficult for you and I at this point to look at his finished product.
I disagree.
I'm sorry?
I disagree. Because I'm doing the same exact thing for my channel. Again, I've never been on Lightspeed before. I'm shooting the videos. I'm launching with a complete process and then situations. I respect what you just said about you don't believe in word tracks, so then don't use word tracks. What I'm saying is address an issue. You know what I mean? So again, if you have, you might call it something different. Maybe it's, difficulties or problems, how to solve problems.
It's addressed. We have addressed that. We have it all. I mean, take a look at that diamond, Sean, and take a look at see.
Okay, so here I've got this is your system right here. I have it open right here. So all I have is introduction, RBI, formulas for success, KPIs, and phase of the sale. This is all I have. This is all your content. Am I correct?
I didn't put this together. I mean, I'm not sure. I mean, that's definitely short.
So then my question is this. Okay, so I'm a student of RBIs, right? Daniel Kazmi, I just watched your whole RBI system, and then I've got a situation where, like, are you telling me that it's never going to pop up that somebody's going to say, I've got to ask my wife, or I got to think about it, or I'm not ready to go buy right now, or, this price seems too high? Is there...
I mean, if you're asking me a question, my answer to you would be the statement that you're referring to. Where in the process did it happen? Is it happening on the lot? Is it happening as you develop the commitment? Is it happening after you got a commitment and you're countering them?
Let's start. Great question. Okay, let's start. This is what, and I'm not upset. I'm passionate. So this is great. I want this tool to be perfect. Let's just start on the lot. Let's just say I up somebody. One of the biggest things is, I'm just looking. Where do you address that's going to happen? I'm just looking.
Oh, if somebody just said that, I'd say, great, feel right at home. My name is Danny. I'll be there when you need me. By the way, new cars are here, used cars are there. Which are you looking for?
Okay,
I mean, if somebody wants to look, you just give them what you just said is addressed specifically in the step that I called
the focus of this course is.
Let's find out where that is.
Okay, that's what.
Okay, so what I was mentioning to Sean right before we got you on the call is that because you only have these 4 things, so specifically the RBI course is extraordinarily long because you have just so many of them. There's just over 50 videos, and that's a lot for someone to be able to sift through and find out what they need. So I agree with Sean. Maybe when you jump into the RBI, maybe then you have a breakdown and it's the 4 bases.
So we're saying the same thing, and that's part of what the problem is for me, is that, again, the way that it's set up, look at my screen right now. As of right...
I sent you a screenshot of that.
All right.
Okay, look real quick. So if you look at this right here, the problem is you've got all this information. It's not broken out the right way. You know what I mean? And that's not your fault. That's why we're having this meeting, because now we're finally ready to organize your stuff. So there's nothing wrong, there's nothing broken. We just were so busy shooting. Now we're about to launch. We're just trying to create the menu. So what Dana's saying is that you've got so many modules. Well, just under RBI for success, there's 28 modules right here. And I think we're missing some because it's only, that's 30,
We had an
40.
issue with the Lightspeed. They're all in the box. It's just not all.
Yeah, so, but still right here, there's almost 50 right here. But that's too many modules just for 4 categories. We need to be able to, like Cardone and Verdi, be able to break it out in smaller bites. You know what I mean? Or we can elaborate. Okay, there's the road to the sale, or it's the selling process. That's one tile. Okay, but again, for example, you might have difficult situations. That's a great box because you want to turn around and not have to have somebody go through your whole damn channel unless, because you remember, what if somebody has gone through this one time? They're not going to want to go through the whole thing A to Z again. They might just be like, oh, you know what? I remember that Danny talked about what to do if I up somebody, they say this. So you want to make it easy so they can get the pieces of information they need. You know what I mean? This is not just a certification. This is also a reference. The tool needs to be used, it needs to be set up by us on how to use it as a complete course or just as needed. Again, it needs to be set up and easily articulated for a complete course but also as needed. If I want to go to the restaurant and just have dessert, I don't want them to look at me and say, oh, no, you need to eat the 7 courses and then have your cheesecake. So I'm saying, like, for me as a car person, I need to make it easy so if somebody, knows, okay, what do I do when there's problems? How do I tell if I'm doing something wrong? You know what I mean? Like, that needs to be addressed. Does that make any sense? Am I making any sense at all to you? Hello? I lost you.
So part of the problem is going to be a problem if we want to change any of these titles, because all of the videos that Peter did when he worked here and Tim did is the names of those categories are embedded in those videos.
Well, we need to work around it.
We'd have to re-edit all of his videos.
But we could have additional videos. You see what I'm saying?
I'm just saying at this point, I'm saying that's something to keep
Well,
in
he's
mind.
still got to shoot like another 50 videos.
I'm just saying that's something to keep in mind.
Danny, we can't hear you, bro.
Can you hear me now?
You sound muffled again. I don't know what you're doing with the phone or the mic.
Hello.
There you go.
I'm on my computer. Okay.
Yeah, you sound perfect. So did you? Here's 2 things. This is what it looks like now. Dana finally got the thing. So if you see my mouse, once somebody clicks the training center, okay, they're going to go to this screen right here. And if you look at it, it's going to have showroom sales, internet sales, F&I, digital marketing. You know what I mean? They're going to be categories like this, so they're not going to be a carousel.
If you hit Control and the plus sign, it'll enlarge it for you. You can see better.
So do you see this, Danny? Like, this is really cool. So what somebody's going to see, the topic menus, they're going to be able to see all the different courses. Now, let's say this is you. Let's say Danny is showroom sales. After they get to showroom sales, they're going to have subcategories. So, for example, I'm going to show you mine. Okay, for me, let's say it's internet sales. Okay, so they're going to click internet sales. They're going to go here. I'm sorry. It's going to be the Sean V. Bradley channel, whatever. Under Sean V. Bradley, what I'm going to cover is it's going to be introduction. It's going to say internet sales, phone sales, and BDC. If they click internet sales right here, it's going to go to this, and it's going to have the different subjects within internet sales. It might be the phone process for internet sales. It might be follow-up. It might be this. It might be this. It might be this. And it's the 4 Ps, but I'm just telling you, it doesn't matter to him, And then we have the individual categories. So it goes topic menu, all the channels, your channel menu, then it's going to go to the course menu, and then chapter menu. Topic, category, course, chapter. Does that make sense?
So for you, Danny?
I'm recording this.
So for you, Danny, it'll be your channel graphic that I'm going to be creating for you at that topic menu. Then as it stands now, what you have is those 4 will be the information channel, like the introduction. It'll have your RBI process. It'll be KPI, and then your phases of the sale. And when you click on, say, RBI, which is a really good one, it'll break down to that 3rd course menu, and that could be all 4 bases. When you click on one of them, it'll explain all the videos in that first base, or all the videos in second base, and then it'll break down that way.
And here's the other thing. I know I'm shooting you a lot of information, but this is being recorded, okay? So this is why we're recording this one, and we normally don't do this when we have conversations, so you could go back to it. This is very, very, very serious stuff. Again, I'm not saying that we need to take what you have right now, Danny, and then just shove it into what I'm talking about. And what Dana just said is that these are already watermarked anyway. What I'm saying is just think and absorb what I'm saying, because, if you've got to come in and spend a day and shoot another 10 or 20 videos, they could be in the different course category, you know what I mean, or the topic, category, whatever you want to call it. So again, I'm just trying to tell you what I think a dealership needs, okay? And I'm not saying that and this is the team part. At the end of the day, if you think this is it or whatever, again, I'm trying to help you sell your channel. At the end of the day, you're the rock star. I own the record label. You know what I mean? Again, it's your brand. I only have so much leeway that I could flex as the record label owner. At the end of the day, you're the rock star. You know what I mean? You're the expert.
Jesus. You guys, I need 60 seconds with absolutely 0 interruption. I've been trying to say something now, and I haven't been able to. So may I please ask for 60 seconds?
Go ahead.
Okay. So one of the things that you're going to do when you when you re-listen to this tape, you're going to hear me breathing and trying to talk for the last 10, 15 minutes. So you'll be able to see how frustrating it is to be on the other end without being heard. So please listen to that. So that's 1. 2, those 4 things that you see in front of you are not mine. I never named them. I never asked for them. So whoever put those up did it on their own. So I totally agree with you that this doesn't make sense. This isn't going to be sold. Nobody could understand what this is saying. But I didn't organize it that way at all.
How did you organize it?
I came to you with a sheet, and I stood there and I made videos. And those videos were then titled and subtitled as we went, but they were never grouped in a way and categorized for them to be marketed or posted or offered like that.
Okay, so then what? Okay, so
you would have to click on introduction and see what's in there, because I have no idea what's behind it.
okay, Danny, you've had access to this website, correct? Have you seen this?
No, I have not gone in here.
Okay.
I have not gone in here since all I've done from the beginning.
Okay, but from the beginning, we've given you a login and password to go in here. You know what I mean? Again, we would appreciate going forward if you could stay involved in your channel to let us know what these directions. Again, it is what it is. That's the reason why we're having this phone call. Just tell me what the course titles you want them to be. That's what the purpose of the call is. What are the exact course titles that you want?
We could have done this in 3 minutes. So all I have to do now is log in on my own, take my time, click on these 4 icons, see what's behind them, and then I'll be able to reorganize them, retitle them, rename them, and I think then it will make sense.
Here's the thing.
You can't do that, though. We have, go ahead.
Hold on. First of all, I disagree again that I don't think it would have taken 3 minutes. I still needed to walk through and tell you because I still think we're disconnected on certain things that I'm looking for. Again, because this is different from what you're used to for RBI. You had said before, and I heard you loud and clear, you don't believe in word tracks, you're anti-word tracks, and I'm okay with that. But what I need to be able to have on this formula, and that's what the whole purpose of the call was, is I wanted you to hear from me what I think we need for categories. Okay? And again, so I'm not just trying to say, okay, let's retitle what you already have, because you might not even have the content shot yet for what I'm looking for. Do you see what I'm saying? That's the other purpose of this phone call. I could have just given you the login password for the 12th time and had you just go in and spend 3 minutes, but this conversation, I hope you understand, is more than that. It's what do I believe this channel needs to be able to address, to be able to be really, truly sellable, okay? And again, I think the road to the sale is one part of it. But another part of it we talked about before, if you remember, is what Grant has, or I'm sorry, Joe Verdi has, is these sales management meetings. We talked about having sales meetings. Do you remember having that conversation with me a couple months ago?
Vaguely.
Yes, that's why we're recording it now, because we did talk about it, and I'll refresh your memory, is when I had access to the Joe Verdi channel, I said a thing that Joe Verdi and what Grant Cardone is doing is they're shooting a whole section for their sales meetings to motivate their salespeople on Saturdays. So instead of a dealership ripping up a store for an hour or for 45 minutes, Danny Alkazmi could turn around and create a whole series of motivational Saturday meetings. It should be called Saturday meetings. That way, a dealership could turn around and just click Saturday meetings. And if you've got 300 videos in, and it's going to take, like you said, years for us to create that. But again, if you turn around and have that, I'm sorry, 52. So if there's 52 weeks in a year, if we have 52 videos, a dealership has a full year of unique motivational 3-minute videos from Danny Alkazmi, and for an entire year, they won't ever have to have a duplicated video. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but I don't know if I in fact have anything that could be titled under motivational. I don't see myself as a motivator. I don't stand there and say I'm going to motivate you. I could stand there and say I'm going to educate you, but it's a different brand. It's a different flavor. It's a different bite.
Danny, you owned a dealership and you've been a sales manager. Have you ever been in a Saturday meeting?
Sure I have.
Okay, how many Saturday meetings have you heard are psychotic? Look at Tom Ring, okay, and how that dealership is run. A lot of dealerships turn around and destroy their people on a Saturday morning, ruin them before they've got a chance. Again, what I'm saying is that there's different things that you can do. The showroom sales channel is not just the road to the sales channel or the RBI diamond channel to me. It's a channel dedicated to car sales professionals. So what are the things that car salespeople need to know to be successful? Road to the sale or the RBI selling, formula for success is one part of it. The phases of a sale is one part of it. But the other parts of it for showroom sales to me is, I guess, organization, follow-up, a bunch of different things. I don't know how much of that you plan on putting on here. I was hoping to God that you were going to be able to have a complete channel for showroom sales, that a salesperson could go to this one place and they could get all of their information. And like I said,
and certainly, I mean, that's what I do. I mean, there is everything you're talking about absolutely exists. It's within the curriculum. It's within the parameters of what I deliver day in and day out. So, I mean, yes, we have it all, and it's a matter of, I guess, shooting it and developing it. Okay, so Sean, what I did is when you and I decided to do this, I put together a proposed initial framework, an outline, if you will, of topics that I can start with. I submitted those, and you looked at them. I think you did. I know you did. And you said, great, let's start. And that's what I followed. I followed that initial one-page document. I followed it one by one, item by item. And that's what we've done up until the moment
oh my God,
that the last
Danny,
team left.
Danny, I'm not chastising you. I'm not saying you did anything wrong. Let me repeat again what the purpose of this phone call is. The purpose of the phone call is to framework the showroom sales channel. That's what this is. You did everything right to this point. There's nothing that you did wrong. This is not a complaining session. You know what? I feel a little bit frustrated right now because you stop me all the time and ask me to look at videos and give you my opinion. You know, either you want my opinion or you don't want my opinion, because if you just want just this thing, then fine, and I would not waste my time. I will just build what you submitted, and I won't talk anymore. Or if you want my advice, which you constantly ask me for my opinion, that's what today is about. I'm giving you my opinion. I've not really gone this deep into giving you my opinion. I've let you do everything you suggested that I thought was great, and that's it. This day was finally my opinion on what else we could do to make this channel freaking awesome. That doesn't mean that I don't like anything that you did before. That doesn't mean that I don't think you're brilliant. It doesn't mean that you did anything wrong. All it means is that I'm about to spend a shitload of money on this product, and I want it to be the best possible. That's me and you coming together and figuring out if somebody goes to here, whether they're a brand new person, whether they're gifted, whether they suck, whether they're a veteran, whether they just got demoted, whether they've got emotional problems, whether they're, whatever, they could go to Danny Alkazmi's showroom channel, and they've got multiple options for them to be successful. There's multiple different categories for them to educate themselves. You got to realize some people, I'm sure you know, will take all of it. Some people will take only little bits and pieces of it. What I'm looking for this year is just to map out for the first time my complete vision for this channel. It shouldn't be...
Your reaction, the reaction that you have now and the assessment that you have now is mostly built on the screen that we have in front of us. Introduction, RBI formula for success, KPI, the phases of the sale. This isn't a channel. This is not marketable. No one will, this doesn't mean anything. This doesn't make any sense to me at all. At all. So I'm in agreement with that, and I think that's the reaction that you have based on that. And what I'm trying to tell you is that is not my articulation here. What happens is behind these blue dots, behind these blue rectangles, lies a whole lot of, can you click on RBI formula for success, for instance? Just click on that and just see what that is. Okay, so so that's my work. You see the work that you see in front of you? These subtitles, right? This is my work. So every time we did something, I named it that way, and I shot the video that corresponds with that. And I would say that term, the RBI formula of success, it refers to an equation. The term RBI formula for success is an equation. It's the equation of FO to equal BB and DV. That's it. So when I see a blue dot that says RBI formula for success, I go, what is that? Is that, and then you follow me? So I need to, with you or with Dana or with whoever, because remember, the person who was, the two people that were managing this project on your end are no longer there, and that's where I left my information. So
we still have all the information.
Dana and I, or you and I, or the three of us can take a look at what we have here, because in here, there's so much that you just referred to, so much of what you asked for, so much of what you were hoping I would do is here. It's already here. So So we need to just take a look at what's in here and reorganize it, maybe rename it and regroup it, group it, and then I think you'll have a lot of what you're looking for already here.
So do you want to take a look yourself and come up with some ideas about the channel of what the those topics should be named, or do you want us to take a look and
No,
kind of
have him take care of it.
I think I would have to do that. So and that's where I earlier said I think that's what I need to do. I need to log in.
Danny, we can't hear you. You moved around from the mic or something.
I'm just sitting on the desk. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I hear you now.
Okay. So I think I will log in. I will log in. I'm hearing myself for some reason. Anyway, I will log in and I will check it and I will give you a recap on what I see.
Okay. Just know that even when you log in, you're not going to be able to change any of the text or reorganize stuff. That Lightspeed has to do that. But if you can tell us, if you just tell us like what you wanted to say, we can report it back to them and we'll have them change it around.
Perfect. I think that's what I should do.
Okay.
Okay. So just so I'm not gonna have to search for my login, Sean, if you could have either Dan or Crystal shoot me back my login, I'll go in and I'll get.
We don't have it. I have no idea what it is. You have to. Peter's got it. Yeah.
We'll try to find it.
We'll try to find it. We'll either get
if Peter send it to me, I have it from him, so I'll find it, and then I'll take care of it, and I will give you a detailed recap and some suggestions before the end of the weekend.
Okay.
We have perfect. Thank you, Danny.
All right, perfect. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. I'll be in touch by the end of the weekend.
All right. Have a good holiday.
Thank you. Bye-bye.